Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Shelfside Spurs in association with Spurs Community. With Spurs Asian TV and,
As you can see, Red,
and RickyVillaTV. How are we all this morning?
Sunday, 11:30. You know,
it's evening here now. Hold on, guys. You keep forgetting it's evening here. I'm in the future.
Yeah. lies. We know that you're in a broom cupboard somewhere near Carlisle. All right.
I was going to say, if you're in the future, did we beat the Gooners?
Not that far in the future.
So welcome everybody. Nice to see you, Guy. How are you, sir?
Not that far ahead in the future.
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Still in recovery from my plantar fasciitis, which is fun. It's always nice to randomly get electric shocks down your feet.
Ouch! Bloody hell! Yeah, my old dear had that. It's not much fun. Kev, how are you, sir?
At least it's your feet, right? Not elsewhere, right, Guy?
Good.
Yeah.
No, he's not getting electric shocks in his penis, Eugene. No.
Bloody hell, we're 1 minute 50 in.
Listen, you're not me on, right?
I know.
And yes, our special guest today. Long time no see. How are you?
I'm all right. You forgot Kev.
Yeah, well, no, I did say, how are you, Kevin? He said, I'm all right.
Okay.
A few words.
I was up there well up and about, so.
Eugene, how are you, sir?
Good.
I think you might be on mute.
No. He's
doing okay. Right. I think I can be a bit longer on this show, right? Since it's such a special.
Nice one. Good stuff.
No, am I on mute? No.
No, it's very delayed.
Can you hear me, guys?
There's a delay.
Okay, guys, can you hear now?
Yes. Yep. That's much better. We could hear you in the first place, but there was a bit of a delay.
Yeah. That's better. It basically
Is it better now? But I can't hear you guys now. The volume's too slow.
Like one of those Hong Kong cinema kung fu films, you know, before where it's like the mouth would move and then someone would go, "Hi."
What a fight!
You want to fight?
Ding, ding, ding.
Fight me.
Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, morning, Nige. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Thank you very much. Big up Chaps and Chat. Top panel here. Tony Rodriguez. Big up Eugene, guests and chat. Giant Panda, good morning. Mr. Swift, great balls of fire. Yeah, I think he's responding to Rez being on the show. And last but most definitely not least, how are you, John?
Oh, me? Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to refer to that comment on the fair. Like, who the hell's that? Yeah, I'm.
Morning, Giant Panda. How are you? No, we ain't playing today. Anyone got advice for a good creep? Yeah, all right, mate. Whatever.
Funnily enough, no.
Vanilla.
I think what do you call it? The stuff that you wax with, that'll work.
What are we waxing?
He's talking about an itchy ball sack. So,
okay. Do you need electric shocks or that?
This really has gone back to Shelfside Spurs, hasn't it? This was not my intention at all.
Have you tried vapor up?
Vapor up.
Oh, bloody hell. So one of the reasons I thought of Rez this weekend was because it's 15 years since I actually first met him, which was this game on the 15th of February 2011. We were in the famous, how many is it, Seven Kings or?
So yeah, I think so. Seven Kings out in West London, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah, West Kensington. And I knew Rez and obviously Kev, and a guy called Barry, God rest his soul.
Yeah.
Through Spurs Community, the internet forum, which if your people are not on there, I'd definitely recommend going on there. It's always good for a laugh. Also, if you don't really like football that much, because there's always lots of funny things going on. And so we arranged on there to go and watch the AC Milan versus Tottenham Champions League. What round was that? Last 16, wasn't it? Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
The last 16 match in the famous 7 Kings or 3 Kings or 5 Kings or whatever, West Kensington.
Kings.
I didn't have a clue what either of them looked like, and so I went outside for a fag, and Rez came up and said, "You're not Ricky Villa, are you?" I said, "Are you Rez 9000, or did I say are you Azrael?" And, yeah, we watched a pretty classic match, which was 1-0 to Tottenham. Starting lineup was Gomez in goal, Asiwakotu, Dawson, Gallas, Corluka, Palacios and Sandro. Defensive midfielders. What a defensive midfield that was.
Amazing.
Van der Vaart in the middle, Pilar on the left. Less said about that, the better. Lennon on the right, and Crouchy up front with that goal. That was, rather a good moment. Yeah, I seem to remember taking a piss out of those AC Milan fans. They weren't very happy, were they?
They were not happy. I tell you, I was at one point I did worry about our safety, but
so guys,
who was our manager? But who was our manager then? Was it Redknapp?
That was Harry Redknapp, I believe.
Was it Redknapp our manager?
Yeah.
Let me have a look. Yes, it was Harry Redknapp. Just run a fucking round a bit.
Was that the game? Was that the game? What's his face? Gattuso squared up to
Joe Jordan.
Joe Jordan,
yeah.
They weren't very happy.
Joe Jordan.
Like you got this tiny little sort of Italian bloke. Is he Italian? Bloke, yes. Right? Square up to Joe Jordan, and we're just sat there going, "Mate, don't push it. He will put you at the ground."
When he took his glasses off, I thought, "Oh fuck, here we go."
Kicking off now.
So, guys, memories of that evening.
Vague.
Vague.
Yeah. I can't remember.
Yeah, vague. Yeah, me too.
I remember watching Checkers with my brother.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, I remember it being a very solid, good performance. We nullified and then hit him on the counter, didn't we? And then you had they didn't like it very much. Little Tottenham beating them, and then Joe Jordan and the Gattuso thing afterwards.
Yeah, that was pretty hilarious.
To win that, weren't we? We weren't the favourites to win that. I remember we weren't the favourites, and I remember AC Milan news at the time. They were like, "Lads, it's only Tottenham" kind of attitude, and we've got the winner. And I remember just going, "I love this game. I love this game."
Was Bale playing there at the end on the line?
No, he wasn't. No. Let me just
remember why he wasn't playing.
Let me have a quick look on the.
That's the thing. No one gave us a prayer
in the private chat
in the Champions League. No one thought we'd do anything. They thought we'd go out in the group stage and stuff like that year.
Yeah.
It was the first time we'd ever played in it. You know, it was the season after that Man City game.
Oh yeah.
You know, with the bucket of water over Redknapp and stuff. And I mean, you can see why. To be honest, when you look at our lineup back then, you know, it was sort of like. Not journeyman so much, but we weren't all that good, and so no one really gave us a chance.
Well, it's a perfect example for Thomas Frank, wanted to show how far you can get if you just go on the front foot. Teams, it doesn't matter how good you are. Fuck it, let's have a go.
So I don't know if you can see that, but that's in Harry We Trust, and there's. No, Bale was not even in the squad. Wasn't even on the bench, so I assume he was injured.
Must have been.
It
didn't happen very often, did it? He didn't get a lot of injuries.
Yeah. Good.
and that's why I think Pienaar was playing. And yeah, that's
my God, Stephen Pienaar, bloody hell.
interesting.
Funnily enough, I mentioned him on Friday. We had an Everton guy come into work. He was like an old boy. He was like in his
Pienaar. Oh, you.
70s, and we were talking about. We did a little quiz between ourselves, players that have played for Everton and Tottenham. And we mentioned Pienaar.
Did
Who else was there?
anyone mention
Pienaar,
Lineker?
something, yeah.
We had Pat Bandon.
Wasn't Pienaar South African?
Landon.
Gascoigne.
Yeah, that was South Africa.
Gascoigne played for Everton.
Yeah, Jim Clark.
Oh,
No,
for Everton. Oh yeah, afterwards, didn't he? Yeah, that's right. He was there with Ginola as well, wasn't it? At the same time.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep.
Have I got that right?
He came running out and did you know?
Yeah, with the wig. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I can remember. Gallas and Dawson and Sandro had a defensive masterclass that day, and who was it? Oh no, I was thinking of Paul Stelteri. That was against West Ham, wasn't it? But someone made a tackle just outside our penalty area, and then we broke, and it went to Lennon, and he ran down the length of the pitch, and then he squared the ball for Peter Crouch, and he couldn't miss. And, the pub erupted. It was great, even though we were in West London.
Yeah.
Peter Crouch says, doesn't he, that even though he played maybe not even 100 times for Tottenham, people just come up to him and speak to him about those two Tottenham goals all the time, the goal against AC Milan and the Man City goal.
Yeah.
His legacy pretty much is those, and the robot dancing, of course, but people talk to him about that. But
And Peter, what would you have been if you hadn't been a footballer?
Virgin.
Virgin.
Is it Abby Titmus that he's married to?
I remember that.
Abby
Clancy. Abby Clancy.
Yeah.
You know, she's not a bad-looking lady. You know, he's done well for himself.
Yeah, and
she might be a complete harridan as far as we know, but you know, she looks
but she's hilarious as well. She's a scout. Calm down.
Hey.
Right, guys. Do we want to talk about the Newcastle debacle, or do we want to talk about the new manager first?
Why not both?
Yeah, why not both?
Let's go in chronological order, Jens. How did this good week start? Bad.
Yeah. Okay. So, Spurs 1, Newcastle United 2. Lineup was Vicario, Spence, Feedy V, Dragusin, Gray, Gallagher, Basuma, and Sarr, Odegaard, Solanke, and Siemens. Obviously,
a budgery car there, something. I can hear a budgery car.
No, it's my dog.
Who's got a bird? It's a dog?
My dog's got a squeaky toy, one of the plastic things that squeaks. I can't believe it.
He's not eating a budgery car.
No.
What kind of dog?
well, that's not yours, Kev.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Carry on.
Yeah.
don't think we really started off particularly well.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And then,
that's what I want to know. Is the beeping your dog as well, Kev?
Do what?
yeah, whose phone is that?
Someone keeps beeping.
It might be.
No, not me. No. Not this end.
No. Swifty.
Oh, it's you guy. Okay.
Swifty says sex toy. Let's carry on.
Okay, switch off the vibrator. All right, please, everyone, calm down.
Danny says, hello, lads. Big up. Is that Colonel Sanders?
Oh, big up, Danny.
Insult him, please, Danny. All right, he doesn't look anything like her. All right.
Yeah, I cut my hair and everything.
Oh.
And enough of this nonsense. Get back to Ronald McDonald, Jens.
Yeah. I'll try, I promise.
Okay.
United had a goal disallowed about 5 minutes before they scored. And then I'd like to talk about the first goal. What on earth were our defence doing there?
Yeah.
Saar had a chance to clear the ball. Who else was there? I think it was Van der Ven, wasn't it? And they both, the attacker wanted it more. Well, he's not even an attacker, is he? He's a defender. But what I don't understand the mentality of our players in that match. It was just, yeah, it was.
I mean, I don't excuse it, but I can understand why it is that they didn't believe in the manager, basically, right? Yeah. So they're not giving full effort. They're not, I keep saying this to people. It's like, would they have played that way if, say, Ferguson was the manager, right? And they knew that if they put in that kind of performance, he would rip their faces off. That's the key. The reason that one of the main reasons that Thomas Frank failed was because they didn't respect him as the final authority, I think.
Yeah. No, I think that's very, very, very good. Big up, Rodney. Nice to see you, mate. Swifty, as always, how are you? I love
the truth, guys. For me, it's a very simple thing, right? Yeah, big up. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah. Yeah. No, to tell the truth, guys, I didn't even bother to wake up to watch that match, to tell the truth, right? Because I've been so busy this week, so I was asleep. And I didn't even think that we will even win it. And like what Jens is saying, right? Our defense, this is not the first time that we've been having so many bozo moments, right? Like, I do a lot of watch-alongs with Guy here. And Guy knows that every time I keep telling and I keep saying, our players actually believing in this manager, right? And I've been saying that ever since we sacked Ange, right? It's like we broke the hearts of most of our players that won that cup, right? And when he comes in and he doesn't, I mean, he was supposed to be this pragmatic, build up our defense kind of manager, but the more and more times that I see that our players making all these stupid mistakes in defense, right? I think he has lost the plot. I mean, since he's gone now, so we'll move on to that sooner or later, right? In that day, like I've been saying a long time, right? Karma's a bitch, right? Karma's a bitch. We got it a winning mentality manager, build up that winning feeling, and our stupid club goes and break it down and bring in Thomas Frank, which a lot of us were saying that we should have brought in a manager with a winning mentality. Right, he coming in with this defeatist kind of feeling, and that kind of feeling has overflowed into the squad. Right, I guess, like I said, this is what it is. Right.
I think you're looking at it retrospectively. If you look at our first few performances, right, quite a few performances, our defense was solid. Right, that was actually something that was being commented on. Was the fact
we're keeping clean sheets.
Sorry, I missed that.
So we were keeping some clean sheets.
Yeah, and this is not about. See, a lot of people want to paint Frank as this sort of tactically naive. He wasn't, right? What his biggest problem was that he failed to stamp his authority on that squad. That is one of his biggest failings, was the fact that he was deemed too nice, right? Like the whole Jed Spence, Mickey Van der Ven thing, where they blanked him at the end of a game. I didn't actually see it at first. I saw it a couple of weeks later. Someone described it to me, and I thought, well, maybe there's a bit of a case of misunderstanding and stuff. But then I saw it for myself, and I thought that's unacceptable. And you know what? Whatever Frank's failings were, that is unacceptable for a player. If I'd seen that and I was in charge of Tottenham, I would drag those people into the office and give them a fucking hairdryer, saying, you do not treat your manager like that. You don't do it, right? But it's indicative of the fact that this guy did not have authority over that squad. What's going to happen when that happens? They're not going to try that hard.
He was a wet blanket. It was an absolute wet blanket, wasn't he?
he commanded no authority, and you could see that in the
that's true.
players. Like I say, I think look, for me,
But the thing is that if he
is
was
a bit weird, but
yeah,
to see
but the thing is that
kind of like.
He's lost his volume, to me anyway.
Yeah, I can't hear him
It's
either.
a massive delay, but I can't really
no,
hear that.
no, but guys, to tell the truth, right? He himself, right, when he came in, right, he should have, like they said, he should have stamped his authority. Yeah.
And I don't understand why he didn't, because he's been he's been at Brentford. Yeah, okay, you're not dealing with massive superstars at Brentford when he comes in the Championship, and then he gets time to stamp his authority on it. Maybe he just, I'm really not sure. He looked like a broken man at the end of it. And
Oh yeah, I watched his last presser. I watched the last presser that he did, and he was just like, blah, 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 blah.
yeah.
No, I think part of it, I reckon it is that step from a club like Brentford, where I would imagine, I'm speculating, I can't say for certain, I would imagine that a place like Brentford is much more collaborative. You know, you're sort of like, we're a team, we're the plucky underdog team going up against the big boys, whereas at Spurs, it's like we are big, or we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be one of the big dogs, you know. I think that was part of it. It's not the only thing.
I also think
for Frank, but that's one of them, I think.
I also think, look, man, the only time Brentford are in the newspaper is when they beat Man United, right?
Yeah.
And the back pages of every newspaper, even when we lose, more often than when we lose, we're still in the newspaper. There's more eyes on him at Spurs than there was at Brentford. Like I say, no offence. When people were telling me Frank this, Frank that, Frank Brentford, I was like, I've never watched Brentford unless we play them. So, you know what I mean? The Brentford are just, no offence to Brentford, but they're just one of those clubs like Fulham in London that's in the Premier League. They've got their die-hard fans, but, you know, there's not newspaper articles written about them constantly. And I think there was just more eyes on Thomas Frank at Spurs because,
100%.
let's face it, because we are Spurs and we are Spursy, people like to put us under the microscope more. And I just don't think he was the right person for it. Like I say, I mean, personally, I think I was just sick of his gaslighting. Personally, I was just so tired of hearing, but we had a good performance. It's like, no.
Yeah, but he's not going to say anything different, guy. That's the thing. He's not going to come out and say we played.
We're going to lose games. That was the one as well. We're going to lose games.
But honestly, this is the first time. Because I go to the matches, right? This is the first time where I didn't even meet one person that was a Frank supporter at the stadium. Everyone was like, "No, we're already sick of him. We don't like him. We're sick of him." Like last season, you had your stringent Ange supporters. You know, they would die for Ange. And this season with Thomas Frank, everyone was just like, "Man, if he leaves, whatever, man. If he leaves, whatever. I don't give a shit."
I have to say though, I used to live in Northfields, which is quite close to Brentford, and I did go and watch him in the Championship once. So.
Guys, can you hear me better now?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
All right. I think the internet problem, so I got it back on Wi-Fi.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, here we go. Not so laggy, bro.
Yeah. So, Eva Man, big up you.
So where are we now?
First half, went to bed in the second
Are we
half.
still slagging off Frank?
Big up all. Yes, we certainly are.
Yeah.
Big up you. Still slagging off Frank.
Hey,
Guys, he's gone, right? We have to put him, bury him down. Yeah, that's it.
Who's Barrison Royale? But nice to see you anyway, mate.
We know him. He looks exactly like Ange, mate.
So, anything else that we want to talk about in the Newcastle game? Nice goal from Archie Gray.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Well, he put it in, didn't he?
Yeah, I know. I mean, at the end of the day, he scored a goal. I still think my quote unquote agenda still stands. He's still a bang average player.
Yeah. I still think he's got time.
Yeah, I think so
People
too.
want to talk about that. Let's talk about.
Yeah.
What do we think?
He's got potential. He's got
Yeah.
potential. He's not the finished article by any stretch of the imagination. He's got a long way to go, but I think there's a lot of potential there as well.
Oh,
You know?
quite. Remember Angie's comment? He said, "I didn't want to pass up and be known as the manager that passed up on signing a young Archie Gray." So that within the game, he's obviously thought of very, very highly.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think he might be. Is this? We never replaced Emerson Royale. That's our death.
It's true. This is the thing. I don't know if you guys have noticed, right? Have you seen Richarlison with his like bright blonde hair that makes it look like a shepherd's pie on his head? I think he's trying to channel the spirit of Emerson Royale, because whenever I saw that shepherd's pie run out onto the pitch, I knew I was in for a good time.
Now look at when he moved to Italy, it took him 6 months to realise how shit he was, and he got bombed off, didn't he?
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he got bombed off after 6 months. Gone.
Christ. Where is he now? Is he still playing? Anywhere?
Let's have a look.
Isn't he? Is he AC Milan, right?
He was. He's not anymore, I don't think.
Cheshire United.
he
I thought he's still at AC Milan, right? So
is that Flamenco?
he's not anymore.
Yeah, he's gone back to Brazil.
He's back in Brazil now.
Yeah.
Quite a few of them are going back, aren't they? I don't know why. They made their money, I suppose, and can go and play for fun.
Yeah.
Do you think there's going to be a bit? Is there more money being put into the Brazilian league, or I don't really know. I don't really follow it.
Perhaps it's on the betting, maybe. That's where they're making their money.
Yeah. Fixing bets, bro.
Yeah, but if that was the case, then
Well,
Malaysia
that belongs to the Southeast Asians.
have the most amazing leagues ever.
It is the Brazilian league.
Yeah, we do. We do. It's all totally controlled.
Okay, so I'd just like to say goodbye to our esteemed manager.
Oh.
Cheerio, Fwank. Your tactics were wank.
I don't blame him so much as the people that put him in the position in the first place.
Yeah, that's the point. Because when he was sacked, I remember everyone was asking me, "Who do you want? Who do you want? Who do you want?" I was like, "The pressure's not on me, mate. That's just noise. We need to stop this. The issue isn't with the manager. It's the people that pick them. It's the pressures on the board and the owners. The rest of it is just noise to me. It's just noise, absolute noise."
Guys, I'm going to tell. I don't know. I don't know where to say this on this channel, right? But I've been saying it on Has channel. The club and the owners have been listening to the fans for the past, I think, since Poch, when we got rid of Poch, when we went against Poch. Don't forget, the fan base turned against Poch, turned against Jose, turned about, of course, Nuno. He had to make us proud, right? And Conte and Ange, and now Frank. And the only thing now I see is that what they're doing is that they are trying to appease the fans. That's why we got in this new manager, right? And Frank was a bad choice, number one, right? He was chosen by a gooner, right? And that gooner has to be kicked out of our club, right? Because he's here to bring us down. You get what I'm saying? So at this time, they didn't panic until they could actually smell the relegation stink coming up their butt. You understand? Yeah. That's when they started to make the move. So all of us were saying he should have been sacked when we lost to West Ham, and we should have brought in a new manager, right? At that time, right? At least the January transfer window, we could have actually improved, right? But what did we do? We stuck on with him. And now we've come to February, and now we're bringing in a new manager, right? And the weirdest part is that everyone can see this new manager, right? Just being here until the end of the season, and everyone is hoping Poch is coming back. Guys, I don't think we should put all our eggs into one basket at this moment.
I think it's max of desperation. And from what I've heard...
Am I still on a delay?
No, we can hear you.
You're good, mate.
From what I've heard, it wasn't actually Lange and Vinay that wanted to get rid of him. It was the Lewises. The Lewises said he needs to go. Apparently, Lange and Vinay were happy with him. I mean, how?
That's the rumours.
What is the? I mean, these guys don't know.
No,
fuck.
I'll say this. Hold on. I'll say this. Right. Okay. First and foremost, right. The likelihood is, or that there is a strong likelihood that the Scum are going to win the league this season, right?
Not when we beat them 7-0 next week.
Not unless we beat them 7-0 next week. Exactly. But right. This I've heard this stuff go around about he's a gooner and he's here to sabotage the club and all of that stuff, right? Okay. This is a little bit simplistic, right? The guy is a businessman, right? Or he works in business administration. That's his job, right? If he comes into a place and he does a bad job, that's bad for him, right? His self-interest is not served by damaging Spurs, right? Yeah. The other thing I'll say is that the reason that Arsenal are potentially on the cusp of winning, I feel sick saying it.
Blowing it again.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm hoping for. But let's say at the end of the season they do win it. Venkatesham was at Arsenal for 14 years, and 7 of those have been under Arteta, right? And the culmination this season of them winning the league has been because of that 7 years, right? The idea that Venkatesham is some incompetent, right? I think he is
incompetent.
On what basis?
Bring up the link. Bring up the link, Ricky. Bring up the link. So Vinay is an idiot. He has in the past made massive mistakes for Arsenal, like signing fraudulent contracts with fraudulent companies. And here you go. If you look down, scroll down. Right, I bring this article up every time, right? So that's a fake office by a fake lady running a fake company, and there he is. Look at him smiling, signing it. This cost Arsenal a lot of money and a lot of reputation in their sponsorship deals. He is incompetent. Based
on one incident?
No, there's other instances. I can bring them up, but that's my main one that I go to. I know he's a good businessman. I know where you're coming from, but my faith in him is zero.
That's fine. But the question, the idea here that he's directly working against the club.
Oh, I don't believe that. No, I don't think it's maliciousness. Because whenever I go into these things, right, whenever I look at these things, because obviously I come from corporate background, right? So I always look at it. Is it malicious or incompetence? I tend to always err on the side of incompetence. And with Vinay, as much as people say, oh, he's a good businessman, look what he did at Arsenal. Okay, but there have been major blips when he has worked for them due to his incompetence.
That use of that terminology is important. You said major blips, and that's the point. We're talking about continuity here. I mean, in terms of continual service, if he'd been that bad, they would have gotten rid of him within those 14 years, you would think, right? The issue here, though, for me is this, right? I don't think it's necessarily, it's certainly not malicious, and I agree with you on that one, Guy. I think there is an element of incompetence, but the incompetence has come from a sort of a slowness to move, right? Me and Kim discussed this during January, especially when we were tearing out. Well, I don't have any hair to tear out, but tearing our hair out.
Me, John, and Eugene are repping enough, mate. Look at this.
Guys, if you could just grab and try and pull a little bit, just to stimulate.
There you go.
Yeah. The thing that we were tearing our hair about over was this. It was a case of, okay, you've got two choices. You can either sack Frank or not sack Frank. If you're going to sack Frank, do it and get it over with so you can then spend the rest of the January transfer window finding the players that you need for the new manager, or don't sack him, but then go into the transfer market and get the players that he says he needs. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
They did neither. They did neither. They didn't
bring him out to try
properly, and they didn't sack him either, right? And that, for me, I would say that is an incompetent thing to do. At the same time, I think this is the thing for me. A lot of people are still screaming about ENIC out, ENIC out, ENIC out. We've got to be realistic. They're not going to sell. They're not going to sell. It's not on the cards, right? However, when you guys know that I was massively into the sort of Levy out thing, and I was really protesting against the board and all of that stuff. For me, it was about replacing Levy, right? Because Levy, for me, and this is not saying I know what the Lewises are, I'm just saying I know what Levy was. Levy was not interested or not capable of putting together a decent football club, right? That could win things. Whether the Lewises can or can't is yet, it remains to be seen. They've not covered themselves in glory since, I will admit, but it's still very early at the same time. The idea that the Lewises are the same as Levy is ridiculous, because if they were the same as Levy and had the same objectives, why sack Levy in the first place? So just leave him there.
Yeah, I agree.
I think my hope is that they want to do things differently. They've not demonstrated enough yet for me, but I think the summer is going to be the real litmus test to see whether or not they are actually going to deliver on the promises that they made when they sacked Levy. If they don't, then I'm back to I'll just transfer Levy to Lewis is out, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's too early to say. I think with trying to stay with Frank, they fell between two stools, right? They thought we're going to be different to Levy in as much as we're not going to keep this cycle of manager replacement, manager replacement, manager replacement. But they were so cautious when it came to buying players that they fell between two stools. And I think it's a mistake, and I will judge them for it. But I don't think it's necessarily a case that there's an ulterior motive necessarily.
Yeah, no, that's a mission response, and I get it.
Can you hear me now? Is it clear again? My Wi-Fi is jumping all over the place. All right, let me say this, right? Vinay and Lange has got this plan. They wanted to make it long-term for Frank, right? It's a simple thing. Vinay is trying to repeat what he did in Arsenal, stick with the manager through bad and good times, right? That's why when the Lewises and ENIC were not listening to the fans in sacking another manager, I was saying, be ENIC in, give them a chance. Yes, sir. Not listening to the fans. Because you remember, we've been doing YouTube for quite some time now, right? Every transfer window, the links to the players, the thousands of maybes, the intentions, the looking into, and all the bullshit that goes around. This January transfer window was the most quiet transfer window that I've ever experienced being a Spurs YouTuber or fan. We don't hear anything. We got in Gallagher. We got in the two boys, right, that came in, right? And it was over. And then when that time came along, right, I had this funny feeling. It's like our board didn't have confidence in this manager, so they ain't buying any more players. But the thing is that once they sack Frank, that means that they're not following Vinay's and Lange's plan, right? Then the next step is, right, ENIC and the Lewises must get rid of Vinay and Lange. That must be the next plan, right? If they are still here in the summer, right? I tell you, what's the point? Because you will be having the people who run the football having loggerheads with the owners of the club. It won't work out.
I will agree on one aspect of that. I have never rated Johan Lange, right? I don't. I don't think I don't know where this reputation for being this amazing sort of football talent spotter has come from. Because you look at Villa, where he was before, they were sort of mid-table. All right, they got Unai Emery in, but when Lange left, they started getting real quality into their squad, right? So it's like, so we've taken a Villa cast-off, essentially, right? Because you don't think he was serving them very well. When it comes to Venkatesham, I'm not saying he's good and I'm not saying he's bad. I'm saying it's too early to tell, right? When it comes to, and the thing about it is that if the Lewises are the commanding voice, which they are, they're the majority owners, it's not a case of saying you didn't do this objective properly, therefore we're going to get rid of you, because again, that lacks continuity. What they need to be doing is basically saying to Vinay and whoever the DOF is, this is what we want. You didn't deliver. You've got one more opportunity to deliver. Otherwise, we'll get rid of you. You don't just sack someone for making one bad mistake. I know it sounds awful. I'm being more reasonable than is usual in football. But I think that's the wiser thing to do. We've been through so much fucking turmoil since Poch left. We have been, it's like in a fucking whirlpool for the last 8 years, right?
I think Rez, Frank kind of threw Vinay and Lange under the bus, didn't he, when he said at the end of the window that be patient with Enoch. This is their first window under the new regime, i.e. they didn't fuck up. The people they had in place fucked it up.
Yeah.
Vinay and Lange. Yeah. So he pretty much threw him under the bus without indirectly, but he didn't want to throw his mate under the bus, did he? But,
no, and that will happen. And I think it's just a case of we specifically the fans, we can't do anything ourselves directly other than raise our voices. But I think we've got to, again, part of this is informed by the hope. My hope is that the Lewises are not going to, let's put it mildly, make the same mistakes as Levy, right? That's my hope. I think we've got to have a period of a bit more calm, and that's why I don't know anything about Igor Tudor, but for me, the idea of having an interim and then making a more informed decision in the summer, I think it's actually probably the better way of doing it. The best in a bad situation. More ructions in the club is not what we need. What we need is a real long-term plan, and for everyone, including us, to get on board with that and say, right, we might suffer some pain over the next few years, but let's all sort of say, right, this is the direction that we're going in, and that's what the club need to do. The club have got to open their mouths and come out and say, this is our plan. I wish I did. I wish I did. In the last week, I've dropped £600 to have a fucking tooth removed. Right, that's how much money I've got. So yeah, we've really got to start stabilizing the club, because we are in danger of turning into a real basket case at the moment.
Biggest damning indictment of Vinay is that when we appointed him, Dan Levy said he'd been after him for ages because he reminded him of himself.
Yeah, I know that was a worry. Yeah,
if he reminds us of himself, we need him gone.
Yeah, that is a concern. I will admit. And listen, if it does transpire that he's the problem and needs to get gotten rid of, great, fine, do it. But at the same time, I would like to see a period of stability at this club, because how often have we been here just screaming at all the shit that gets dumped on our head every bloody week?
It's been.
We haven't been stable for a very long time.
It hasn't been this unstable for a long time. Yeah. I think finishing 17th down in relegation. When was the last time? That was the Klinsmann, wasn't it? When we bought Klinsmann and we beat
second.
Wimbledon.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. Remember, I keep saying
that was your debut, Rez.
Do you remember? I keep bringing this up. When people tell me I'm entitled as a Spurs fan, and I keep telling them, in the last 20 years, we've only finished outside of 8 twice. In the last 20 years. We're not entitled. In the last 20 years, outside 8 twice. Only twice.
Yeah, it's true. It is true.
The thing is now, right, in this kind of scenario, like what Rez says is correct. You get rid of someone who actually has been running the club for 25 years. Then you have this group of people who are actually in control. We have another layer, which is Vinay and Lange, which is, we all are saying they're incompetent and they can't do their jobs, but it could be real or might not be real. But the thing is that we really do not know at the end of this season whether the Lewises will actually get rid of them. And if they do bring Poch back, right, will Poch have a demand that he wants to work with a certain kind of DOF or a certain kind of CEO and all that? Because unless at this moment in time, all I can say is that we have to stick together, right? Because we are in a relegation battle. We ain't going to be, because the points, because last season we have to take into account, right? We won the trophy, right? And threw the Premier League away after knowing that we can't get relegated, right? We have to take that into account too, right? But the most important thing is that we won the trophy, but we didn't do the correct thing in actually following through winning a trophy. But we are Spurs fans, right? We were second. We were on the cusp of winning the Premier League. We never improved on it, right? We were in the Champions League final, on the cusp of winning it, but we never improved on it. So it's like deja vu again. But now with this deja vu, Levy is gone, correct? We all know Levy is gone. And now the ball falls into the hands of the Lewises, right? They said they want to be up there with the big boys challenging for trophies, because I think after when we won the Europa League, right, the 250,000 people that came out on the streets of London at what was it, High Street, Seven Sisters area, right? That I think changed their perception. Yeah, that changed their perception of actually seeing that, oh my God, there are so many Spurs fans, right, that actually are willing to come out and show their love for the club, you know? So, and that's not even, you're talking about in London. What about those who are actually international? You get what I'm saying, right? We were there at 4 a.m. till 6 a.m., right? In the Mamak restaurant, watching that game and celebrating it. And imagine the people around the world who's doing it. So I think now they slowly are feeling and understanding that what this club needs to be. But the problem is that we never address the problems, you know, because we do have our weaknesses and we are always reactive, right? Not proactive. That's the problem. So let's see whether they're going to be proactive this coming after this Tudor tenure, right? And let's see whether we'll be proactive this coming summer. Guys, I got to make a move, right? So I can't stay too long because the missus just woke up from her nap. So we're going to have to go and take some dinner, right? So, yeah.
Eugene,
Oh, yeah.
Eugene,
Yeah.
This one
Might I say-
wait, nudge,
Happy New Year this week.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, and not to forget, right? Guys, don't forget, right? Yeah, the Lunar New Year is about 2 days from now. So Happy New Year, Chinese New Year. Yeah, on Tuesday to all you guys celebrating the Lunar New Year, guys. Take care. Rest. I'll give you and Kim a call later. Right? We have to catch up.
Kim's gone to see her mum, so she's not going to be back until the evening. So maybe tomorrow.
Don't worry. I'll give you guys a call later. All right.
All right, buddy.
Take care. All right. Have a good show, guys. And don't forget, right?
Yeah.
Subscribe, like, and do all the the YouTube things. Take care, guys.
all the best. And
Right, I'd like to just quickly say hello to people in the chat. Giant Panda.
Say hello for me. I'm just going to the toilet.
Okay. Swifty.
Fuck yeah, you people can see my pants. I don't care.
Woohoo! Ta-da.
You can leave your weird facial hair on.
So anyway, moving swiftly on from Rez's perfectly formed bottom. Igor Tudor. So,
Oh my God.
Welcome.
Oh, do you know what? When it was announced, obviously the whole YouTube sphere and my friends were like telling me, oh, this, that, and the other, he's done this, that, and the other. Mate, I've not even Googled him because because I'm quite boring. I've been asked to come on panels, but I'm about this. But my whole thing is, I don't care who he is, don't care where he's come from, I don't care where he shits, don't care where he eats. He's got one job. He's got one job, and that's not to get us relegated. All the rest for me, it's just a cherry on top. And like I say, I'm trying to
Champions League, then, guy. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're totally winning that, mate. Yeah, we're totally winning that. But you know what I mean? That's my kind of stance. And
It might be up the street. You never know.
yeah, exactly. But look, at the end of the day, I know he's been to other clubs like every other manager. It's what he does for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
well, here's some quotes from his opening interview, or just a quick chat. I haven't actually been able to find it online. We want to win, Tudor stated during his unveiling. You can't go out there aiming for a draw. That is a massive pop at Frank, don't you think?
That is a massive pop at Frank, yes. He's literally done the opposite of Frank, where Frank said,
Yes, we're going to lose some games, but we'll lose some games, and we will lose some games. But no, he's come out the kind of
That is
swinging
the
on this
worst
one.
Danish accent I have ever heard.
Mate, I don't do accents. I don't do accents. I don't do accents. I just do funny voices.
But we take to the field to win. You don't prepare matches to draw. My focus is clear: to bring greater consistency to our performances and compete with conviction in every match. When I read that, I was like, oh, fuck me, it's another Nuno. I'm going to make you proud. But
the thing is, we've heard it all before. That's the problem. And like, no offense to anyone that covers this, because it is news, and some people do like covering the news. But this, to me, is just a massive nothing burger. Because again, I don't care what he says. I care what's going on the pitch, and that's how I'll judge it. Because he does have the North London derby, which I will be going to, and my girlfriend will be in the away end. That's going to be interesting. But look, if he comes in and the players go, you know what, we didn't like Frank. We've got to buck up our performances. We are relegation fodder at the moment, and we've got to turn it around. And if they turn it around, great. But my only aim is not to get relegated. I know that aim is low. It's a really low aim. But this is where we are, guys. This is where we are.
It's really important. It is the most important thing right now. We've got to avoid relegation. Do you know what? There are only seven Premier League ever presents, and we're one of them, right? Yep. We've got to avoid relegation. Yep.
And the only points with Frank, and the only points that I saw that we were getting was Leeds and Crystal Palace, but they were both home games, so I was like, whoa. So I'm just trying to figure out. It's all about points. It's all points. Coins. Yeah, exactly. Points. I don't care what style of football he plays. I really don't give a toss at this moment. I know a lot of people are going into tactical analysis on how he's going to use each player. I don't give a toss. I don't give a toss.
When you've got that injury list as well, it's almost moot. It's like how you can. It's like, I think you should play this system. It's like, okay, with which players?
Yeah, exactly.
I said maybe if you would mysteriously come back good, all of a sudden, now Frank's gone, they might be malingering, like,
Yeah, all those injuries probably were just, they pulled the special hammy. John, you know that one, right? Oh, it's too cold. It's cold out today. Oh, we've got 4 players with hamstring injuries. But what are the -5? Oh, yeah. Sure, mate.
He likes to play 3 at the back, apparently, but we haven't got 3 centre backs, have we? We haven't got 3 centre backs. We've only got.
No, we're going to play Paulinho as a
Paulinho will have to play, though, won't he, again?
Yeah. From what I've read, he's been notably flexible when it comes to his tactical setup. He largely seems to favour a 3-4-2-1 formation. When he came into Juve, the fans were miserable watching Thiago Motta's brutally slow possessional build-up, and he gave the supporters what they wanted with a much more rapid style of ball progression. So
that's, you know what, that has been our bloody problem for what feels like decades.
It's torture.
I am so sick. I am so sick. Well, yeah, just seeing a fullback, right? When his opposite number, his counterpart on the other wing, right, is in acres of space. I am sick and tired of seeing a fullback pass back to the centre back. It's like,
oh my god,
Porro, right? He's out on the wing. He's being pressed by 2 men. Spencer's out on his own on the other side. It's like, switch the fucking play, and all they do is like, I'm going to pass it back to Romero.
Yeah, horseshoe football. As much as people do talk about the Tottenham way, horseshoe football. I understand it's good for build-up, but we are all we're doing is sideways and backwards everywhere we go. Sideways and backwards everywhere we go.
To be honest, that was before Frank as well. They did it under they did it under Conte, they did it under Mourinho. Yeah. It was like, Jesus Christ, have you guys got a different plan at all? Sorry, I'm ranting. It's not. It's not.
No, you can rant, mate, because
That's
it's
what you're here for. Rez's rant. Come on.
Yeah, it's dross. It's absolute dross. It's absolute dross. What was that game that I fell asleep in the pub?
I wasn't there.
No, you weren't there. I can't remember. It was a game this season, and Eugene, I think Eugene wasn't doing a watch along, or maybe he was. But I went to the pub, and I can't remember the game for love nor money. I fell asleep, and I woke up at half-time, past half-time, and it was still 0-0. I can't remember what game that was. It might have been Brentford. But yeah, I had my phone going like this.
Yeah.
I got a question for Giant Panda. What's your problem with Tell? You seem to mention him an awful lot, and you don't particularly like him. I don't think he's been given much of a chance. What do you think, guys? John, talk to me.
I think he doesn't. He's just the fan of The Wire, and he doesn't like Omar, and he looks a bit like Omar, doesn't he? It's homophobic.
I don't know. Like, I think that he's been improving, but I just think that's because he's getting more game time. It's one of those things, isn't it? It's just like I think he's just naturally improving because he's getting more game time.
Every time he comes in and did well, Frank would drop him for another 5 games, wouldn't he? So he can't ever build.
Oh no! Oh my God! I never got. To be honest, I am. We could go on and on and on about Frank's starting 11 because of all the games that he played, I don't think I saw a starting 11 and just was like,
it was
okay, I get that.
But yeah, wasn't it? That's what it was.
Yeah. Whoever's given a little bit of that.
He's trained very well, so he can come in. Even though Tell scored and assisted the last game, he hasn't been training very well. He's been training well, so in you go.
Kev, what do you reckon?
Well, I think every week I was watching the game, and you bought a shit, but you turn up to the next game to watch it, or watch it on TV as I do, and you're hoping that they learn from their mistakes, but they never did. It was the same old thing on rinse and repeat all the time, you know.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, Giant Panda, that is a very succinct and detailed answer. Tell is fucking shit.
It's even more succinct that he's missed out one of the vowels as well. Has made it even shorter.
Yeah, I know. It's the text generation, Rez. It's the text generation.
Brevity is king. It's beautiful.
Well, no, that's yeah. I won't hand you a rifle, but
Odebear's very young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So's Tell.
But yes, it's true. Actually, Tell's quite.
Yeah, they are youngsters.
Yeah.
Mulwani, I can agree with.
Yeah.
Mulwani, I can agree with, but Tell and Odebear are still extremely young. They both still play for France under 21s. And yeah, I think he's got time in him, but yeah.
Mulwani frustrates me because he's a fucking good player. You can tell the way he receives the ball and moves the ball quickly, and his vision and his like little creative little flicks and stuff. He's a very good player, but just he can't be arsed. He's like Ndembele. Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, he's renting the shirt per game, mate. He puts his tenner down, gets the shirt, plays, and then gets his tenner back.
But it's frustrating because you can see what a great player he is, and it's just that little bit away at the moment.
Yeah. I think this reliance. Yeah, we've had this reliance again. This was again, it's the Levy legacy, right? Bring in these players really young, right? And I don't even want to give him the credit of saying that they'll develop into decent players, because the only thing that he would care about is being able to sell them on later, you know, just to keep the churn going. Basically, I think we've got some prospects that can turn into decent players, but we can't rely on them for our current success. You know,
we don't have the time at the moment. We don't have the time. That's the problem. People were saying to me, "Oh, they're young, and they need time. They need time." We ain't got the time at the moment. That's the problem.
No, absolutely. We need seasoned players to think. Unfortunately, so many of them are injured. Ultimately, this is the thing. I want to keep the likes of Odebear and maybe Tell and Berrival, and Gray, but they're the players that I want to see in the early rounds of a cup competition. I want to see those players coming on 70 minutes when we're 3-0 up, right? Not in the starting lineup. Right, Odebear, I think, is especially out of those ones. Odebear and Gray are the ones that I'm most encouraged by. I think they've got a lot of potential, but I don't want Gray starting a game and being given that much responsibility
Yeah.
at this point in his career.
Yeah. And it shows. Remember that era leading to goal where Vicario passes it to Gray, and obviously Gray not being the most seasoned player, unfortunately wasn't scanning, but Vicario being the more seasoned player, being able to see the whole bloody pitch, he should not have put Gray under that pressure. Now, there's a difference between blame and mistake, but we're not going to go into that. But yeah, Gray is not what we call a seasoned professional yet. Not by any stretch of the moment. Neither is Odegaard. Neither is Tell. Unfortunately for me, I know it's horrible to say, but I'd love to be this romantic idea of having a one-on-one coaching sessions and getting cup run games, by the way, of which we're all out domestically, and thanks Frank for throwing that away for just a shitty Chelsea game which we lost anyway. Thanks for that. Yeah, absolutely lovely. But yeah, unfortunately, we don't have the time. And as much as this new Igor person comes in, for me, also, it comes down to the players. The players do need to buck up and actually fight for the shirt. Because that's all we're playing for now. We're playing for pride. We're playing for pride.
We're playing for safety. We're playing for safety.
Sometimes it does cut the talent doesn't emerge until the players matured. If you look at Salah, look at Kevin De Bruyne, look at Serge Gnabry. He was at Stoke, wasn't he? And it didn't happen for him, and he went away, got bombed off from Stoke, and he came back as a world beater at Bayern Munich. So these young players, the talent might be there, but when they mature and grow into themselves as human beings a bit more, maybe that's the Levy's whole throw the dice.
You can't be playing them. Unfortunately, at the moment, that's all we've got. It's this idea that I mean, Panda, you say, about earning their place. It's not a case of earning their place. There's no one else to play right now. We've got something like 13 injuries or something, or 11 injuries.
We pretty much, apart from a goalkeeper, if one of our goalkeeper gets injured, we've got a whole team of 11 that are injured. Whole starting 11 injured.
Yeah, we're talking long term. I don't want to see Odegaard and Tell and that lot starting every game or starting the majority of games. I want a squad where you've got real seasoned veterans of the game, not veterans, but people that have played the game, have either played it at a high level or even better, played it in the Premier League, and that has to be our backbone. That has to be our bread and butter squad. And then you've also got a sprinkling of the likes of Odegaard and Tell that are deemed to be talented youngsters who can develop into really good players, being brought on, being blooded, given game time, put under the wing of one of these seasoned professionals who can guide their development alongside a manager. That's the way it's supposed to work, right? But Dan, actually, I don't know if he's still in the chat, but Danny Kiriakou, back in January, we met up and he was showing me and Kim something about footballers, that data-driven scouting thing. And at the time, there were tiny little rumors about us going after Goretzka from Bayern. Is he at? Is that right?
Or was it Dortmund? I'm not sure.
Yeah, one of the big German sides. Yeah,
one of the big ones.
Yeah, and he basically showed the way that the data-driven sort of scouting works, right? And he brought up Lucas Berreval's numbers, right, on this sort of it's like a not round, but it's sort of like a round chart.
It's a matrix. Yeah, it's a matrix.
That's the
matrix.
Yeah, and he showed us Berreval's numbers, and it's like they're not bad, but they're not anything special, and you can understand that he's only 19, 20, something like that. He brought up Goretzka's, and he eclipsed Berreval on every metric, right? That's the kind of player that should be in our starting 11, our first pick, our first string of players, Goretzka. Berreval is a player that is in the second string that can learn from Goretzka, right? For just as to use an example, not necessarily saying him specifically. And that's what we need. We've got to get rid of this idea that you're going to win things with kids thing. That worked for Ferguson at United under very specific circumstances. You cannot build a team of wonder kids. It just doesn't happen, right? You got to get back to the traditional way that football has always been done. You have a set of really good, talented players as a group, you manage them, and you sprinkle in young talent to develop. And that's how you set up that thing. And every season, you adjust. You get rid of one or two, and you bring in one or two to improve certain areas. This is tried and tested. It's worked for 100 and more years. That's the way we've got to do things. We've got to get away from the Levy legacy.
Yeah. I'd like to bring this up from Mike Zappa. He said, I think we're clutching at straws, R.E. Tell and Odebear. Both have hit their ceiling. We have forgotten what good players look like. I'm not sure about that.
I don't think they've hit the ceiling. Odebear this season has greatly improved. Like I say, we've in the Spurs community, because we always have this discussion. I always hit the manager or the players. I think it's a false binary, right? But I won't believe, what I cannot believe is that no player can get better. I've seen players in their teens to their mid-30s still get better. And it's also down to the head coach as well and how they're being utilised as well. So, like I say, your point stands, Rez. Your point stands. But yeah, I don't believe we've got a whole squad of players that have hit their ceiling. That's just not possible for me. That's just not possible for me. I'm sorry, I just cannot believe that all of our players have hit their ceiling. But yeah.
Yeah. I also think from what you were saying, Rez, having seasoned professionals, that I am absolutely flabbergasted that we haven't signed Paulinho permanently.
Yeah.
Why? This guy has been a revelation this season. He even popped up with a few goals at the start of the season. He's the type of professional that the youngsters can learn from. Maybe not so much the fouling, but just to give 100% every game. And it just seems crazy to me.
I mean, he'll tackle his grandma. He'll tackle a grandma if they've got a football. You know what I mean? So no, like I say, I like Paulinho. I've got no issues with Paulinho. I think that we should sign him. I really do. I think that again he brings in experience, and I think that he brings in tenacity and drive. He really, when he plays, you can tell he's playing for the shirt until he whips it off and puts all men to shame. I've got an okay figure, but when he pulled that shirt off, I was just like, fuck, I should go to the gym again.
Listen, I'm in a loving, committed relationship with a woman, but when he takes his shirt off, I do wonder.
You get a bit moist, man. You get a bit moist.
Oh, yeah.
Has anyone got the Mike saying how many GA, which I assume is goal assists or goals and assists? Anyone got that information?
I don't follow GA, mate. I honestly don't follow GA.
No.
Odegaard won't be doing any for a little while now with that ACL injury, so he's going to be out for a long, long time.
Are we talking about?
We've got no Odegaard for the rest of the season.
Are we talking about Odegaard? Again, that doesn't take away from the point. The idea, you're saying they've hit their ceiling. How do you know? You don't know the future. That's the point. However many goal assists they might have now is not an indicator of how many they're going to get in the future, because the whole point is that they will develop, or you would want them to develop to increase that stat.
I remember just to cut in. I remember when Luka Modric was at Spurs, and people were telling me, "Oh, he hit his ceiling at Spurs. He's hit his ceiling. He's hit his ceiling. We should sell him. He's hit his ceiling." And then he goes off to Real Madrid and plays for how long with how many Champions Leagues?
Yeah.
Clive Allen famously says that the coaching staff said that they told Harry he was mad when he kept saying, "No, we're going to play Luka in the middle. We're going to play Luka." And they're like, "No, you're mad. He ain't physical enough. He can't cope playing in the middle." Harry said, "Well, I'm going to play him there anyway." And then the rest is history, isn't it?
The rest is history. Yeah. That's it. You know?
So, Billy Guy, what was proper football? Do you mean when they were playing on mud pitches and there were 15,000 0-0 draws every week? I'm just interested. I do, yeah. FIFA video game. I understand where you're coming from with the GA and the goals. What's the one with the expected goals?
XG, yeah, no, I don't put much weight in XG.
But,
At the end, it's really weird. It's really weird, isn't it? At the end of the season, when you've got all of the data, XG does match the eye test. It's weird when you do retroactive statistics, they match the eye test. Weird. Weird, that.
Could you repeat that in, like, down the pub English?
Fuck off.
You're talking
was fucking running down the fucking pitch, innit? Yeah, you know? And then we all fucking piled in. Oh, no, sorry, that was...
And then I went up to him and I said, "You're mugged. You're not, you."
Brilliant. Yeah, that's true. Bill Nic says, I mean, proper football before XG, before VAR. Yeah, no, that's very true.
The thing that you got to realise is that stuff like XG and all of that stuff, the facts of them were still there. It's just we've started measuring it. It's the only difference.
Yeah. No, that is very true. So there has been a welcome message on Facebook from Cristiano Romero. Is it Christian or Cristiano? I always thought it was Christian. Anyway,
Just Christian.
It says, welcome to Tottenham coach Igor Tudor. This is the start of a new journey for all of us, players, staff and supporters. We are committed to learning, improving and pushing ourselves every single day. With hard work, responsibility and togetherness, we will move forward stronger than ever, ready to give everything for the badge. So do we actually think that Romero has finally learned how to use ChatGPT?
No, because with ChatGPT, you've still got to type in a prompt.
How many games you still got of the ban? He's still got 3 games left at the ban, hasn't he? I think. I can't remember.
Yes, he has. Yeah, 2. Is it 2?
He's got loads of games. Yeah.
But no, can you imagine Luka Modric with ChatGPT? No like chicken badge.
Hi, Luca. I see you're trying to insult Tottenham Hotspur. That's great. I'll tell you what, I've got a new router that I want to hook up for the flat, and I went onto ChatGPT to sort of like check the configuration, and every time I asked it a question, it told me I was the most wonderful person in the world or something like that, you know.
All roads lead to Rome, right? Yeah, well. Danny, yeah, let me know where you're going to go and watch it in Amsterdam, and I'll see if I'm available.
Can't be bothered.
But just to remind you, when Romero comes back, one more yellow card, he gets another. Oh, fuck.
3 games.
We're breaking records here at Tottenham Hotspur. We're breaking all the records here at Tottenham Hotspur. All the nice ones to break. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Romero was at Juventus the same time as Igor Tudor. They say he knows of him a little bit. He was the assistant coach for Pirlo when Romero was there. So he obviously made that might be a glowing endorsement from Romero that he's taken the time to put that out, because he obviously worked when he was at Juventus, didn't he? So.
Well, I don't know if anyone really wants to see it, but this is his managerial record, and as usual, I'm not sure that you can see it that well. He has a pretty decent win ratio, 45.75. Could be higher, but he does seem to come into clubs and rejuvenate them.
Yeah.
The GD's looking good over the seasons. Quite good.
Sorry?
The goal difference is quite good at a tally up now, 118 plus.
Yeah, he does like to. He does. It seems that he likes to attack, and he likes the players to press. Do we think that our players have the heart in it to actually chase around like madmen?
Well, I've said elsewhere, we need 3 wins out of 12.
Yeah.
Or a variation thereof with draws and whatever. We need 9 points, maybe 10 points. I think. Now.
Forest's run looks dark. It does look dark.
And bear in mind, we've only got 11 fit professionals, so keeping energetic is going to be a problem. Play high intensity without getting more injuries.
Yeah,
I wouldn't worry about it too much, John. I've gone back into training, mate, so I'll be there to get sent off in the first 5 minutes.
Listen, if you can pick a game that Michael Oliver referees, maybe just go up to him and headbutt him before you get sent off.
Is that what we call an Uno reverse tactical foul?
Yeah,
no, it's definitely not a headbutt. I've got to break his legs so he can't walk.
Yeah, so he can't walk. Yeah, that would be the first.
Vin Jones only made go and double, just drop kick his feet in it.
Yeah, that would be sweet. I would pay good money to see that man injured.
It reminds me of Roy Keane when they said they're going through his sendings off, and that one against Shearer. He goes, I regret that one. He goes, they're like, why? Because I didn't punch him properly. Oh
dear.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, okay. Right. Let's move on to the last thing I'd like to talk about, the Spurs versus the Goons. Predicted lineup. Now, I've only gone from what I've read on the internet about how Tudor likes to set up. So I've gone for a 3-4-2-1. Dragusin, VDV, Paulinia at the back, Spence on the left, Gallagher and Sarr in the middle, Gray on the right, Siemens and Muwani as sort of attacking midfielders, and Solanke. Now, I'm hearing that there's a possibility that Richie and Porro are back. So that may be something to consider. But anyone got any
back and ran around a bit?
Comments on that?
Where's
Pavlyuchenko?
Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? At this moment, it's purely academic, isn't it? It's purely academic. I don't know. I mean, that lineup's all right, isn't it? It's okay. It's what we've got. It's what we've got. Like, we're so limited.
Yeah,
agreed.
Danto's got a few weeks before he can come back for another 4 or 5 weeks. So,
Yep.
And I think Paulinia, I wouldn't say he's wasted in central defence, but I'd much prefer to see him in central midfield.
It's the bare bones, isn't it?
Do you think that he's maybe... I haven't read anything about him using youth in his career. And obviously being at Juve, the Italian teams seem to value older players more. Do you think we could maybe see something from Byfield? Do you think maybe he's going to put Williams Barnett in? I know they're both very young, but
It
may need to happen.
Wouldn't have thought so.
Sorry?
I wouldn't have thought so.
No.
I wouldn't have thought so against Arsenal, not because they'll just kick them up in the air.
Yeah, not against the filth, mate. Not against the filth. I think he's gonna. I think, no offense, and again, my like I say, I haven't even Googled the guy because I just don't need to. I just don't need to. You know what I mean? But obviously, it is an NLD, and I think due to the fact that we've got so many players out, I think he's play it safe. I don't even know what Tottenham's way of playing it safe is, but I think he's going to go as strong and as safe as he possibly can. Because at the end of the day, we could turn up and get a point. If we get a point, wow, mate, that's nice. I'll take that. But, if he comes in and just gets completely ramshackled by the filth, the papers are gonna go after him. The pundits are gonna go after him. It's gonna be like, it is a horrible game for his first game. And let's face it, it is one of the most horrible first games a manager can have as a Spurs manager, isn't it? It really is. So, come and work for Spurs. Oh, by the way, you've got the biggest derby in the UK and pretty much Europe to play in about 2 weeks' time. So. Look, I mean, I'm realistic about it. If we get a result, great. If we don't, I'm not going to be like angry and Like, I'm not going to go full head loss. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be like I was against Aston Villa in the FA Cup. Did I send you that video, Jens? I don't think I did, but yeah. I didn't post it on any YouTube or anything because I knew it would be instantly cancelled.
Right. Boys, are you ready for this? I've got bad news for you.
What's that?
Right. I'll read it out and then I'll give yourselves a poker face, first of all.
Right.
Right. For the upcoming Tottenham v Arsenal match, the referee appointed to officiate the game is Michael Oliver.
Oh,
fuck me.
Oh, that guy.
All of them.
Out, I guess better. Guess who on the VAR? Stuart Atwell.
Oh, Jesus. The only thing that can make it worse is if Craig Pawson is one of the linesmen.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
And they've just hired Martin Keown to work on VAR as well.
Oh, crikey. The only chance we got is if they
That
get through
guy. Yeah, Martin Keown is. I swear to God, he's got. There's so much empty space between his ears. If you blew in one ear, you'd make him into a human whistle.
He used to be a lot better. He used to be quite balanced, didn't he?
He's so biased now, isn't he?
He's just useless.
Yeah.
He tried arguing to Simon Jordan the other day that he wasn't biased.
Oh, yeah, right.
Biased towards Arsenal, and Simon Jordan just let him alive, of course.
Yeah.
As he tends to do to people.
Yeah.
Any Aluko included.
Oh, yeah, that.
I'm so surprised he didn't hire her. He's the best person in football, apparently. Better than Wayne Rooney at 17.
Oh, my God.
Anyway. Yeah.
The level of delusion.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Okay, then, guys. Does anyone have anything else that they want to talk about? Guy, do you want to plug your channel?
Well, yeah, it's a guy from the lane. Like I said, backstage, I recorded a video about sacking Frank and going over the news. Clicked to upload, and then I checked my phone, and then all of a sudden we hired a new manager. So I've got to add some more bits to that. Otherwise it's going to be outdated as soon as it gets uploaded. So yeah, I will be putting it up there. I've got some live shows planned with some quite divisive people within the community that may or may not have trolled other people into a complete tiz online. So I think that's going to be interesting because as much as like, you know, I do the panels with Cookie and Dan and do watch-alongs with Eugene. I think having people on where you see in the comments, I think sometimes people get very risty in the comments, but if you have a sit-down conversation with them, they're either actually nutcases or they're actually fine people. So, you know, it's always fun to find out which one's which. So, yeah, guy from the lane. Coins, points.
Daniel. Sorry. It's an emotive sport, isn't it? But that's the spirit, Giant Panda. It's always good to be confident, mate. Always good to be confident.
I'd agree with him, to be honest.
Yeah, I might actually be airing on it. I mean, if
we're at home, aren't we? So,
yeah, we're at home. Yeah. The one thing is, I don't know why I don't know why I agreed to this, but it's for the content. I agreed that if Tottenham lose, I'm going to eat a teaspoon of cinnamon on stream. Yeah. So please, Mr. Eagle, please keep your eye on the ball.
Who would do eating challenges on screen for content?
Yeah. That's how what it's not even my channel, mate. I'm not even going to get the views.
You might as well, I don't know, eat something really hot for some reason. Yeah.
Oh no! I could. That's the thing.
Step aside, shelf-side Spurs.
No, here's the thing: the hot chip challenge for me is just like because I use the bomb hot sauce constantly, so heat and spice ain't a problem for me. Ask Eugene; he knows this.
Yeah. No, I can't.
Ask the lads; they saw me do.
Rev's just that full Dorito, didn't you? That's all it was.
With a 10-minute afterburn, if you remember.
Yeah. The key to that, mate, is eating plain white rice, a whole bowl of plain white rice, because otherwise that's coming out. Ring of fire, the ring of fire.
Would you like to confirm?
That's been me the last 3 days. So yeah. Anyway.
Can you excuse me, guys? I have to leave. I am been called. All right.
Okay, mate.
Take care.
All the best. Yeah, I'll
Good luck.
catch you all up in the
I'll
week
see
or
you
next week.
boys, mate.
No.
Take care now, lads.
Nobody's
Kev.
in the
Come on,
match.
you Spurs.
All right. All the best.
Catch you soon.
Oh, I can't turn this bloody thing off. I don't know how. Here we go.
I'll get rid of you. Don't worry.
Just leave it on.
Boomer detected.
Okay, guys. I'm going to switch everything off now. Thank you very much for coming on, Rez. It's always a pleasure. John as well.
Let me give you one positive.
Guy.
To go with that bad news, Jens. So Man City play before Arsenal next week. So the gap at the top could be down to 1 point by the time they play us.
Wow.
Okay. Who are Man City playing?
Newcastle, 8 o'clock on Saturday night.
Yeah,
Home, yeah, Man City.
Home. Okay.
Yeah, so
That's the thing about Man City. You can
even
never.
though Arsenal already won the league back in January, it could be down to 1 point.
Yeah.
Well,
you can always rely on Man City to make a big charge towards the end of the season, and also for Arsenal to bottle it.
Yeah, but I was also going to say that you never know what Man City's going to turn up these days.
Yeah,
they just don't have this. They don't have what they used to have.
No, they don't have the fear factor.
What's all this about Guardiola potentially leaving?
I don't know.
That's Richard Keys that come up with that, so I don't know.
Oh, really?
How
I only saw it in passing, and I just thought, if he leaves Man City and then I don't know, drives to Dover and takes a short walk off a long walk off a short plank.
Yeah, you love. Oh, I'm not going to let you go into one of your rants about Man City now because
you wanted me on to rant.
I don't have things to do this afternoon.
I've got the textual evidence, Jens. All right.
Okay, then, guys, come on, you Spurs, and Enoch out.
deal.